from the bedroom. Yes.
Well, so you're now assisting.
I am, yes.
And you're being trained.
That's right.
And so that's what happens when you assist. You get trained. And how do you like being trained?
It is fun. It's fun being trained. It's great being trained. It, also tells me, things that I didn't know. A little bit about the computer, I know now. Even simple copy and pasting, which makes the work even much grander, much easier, and contacting friends as well, trying to email them, with my videos and with my tweeting, it's fun, and especially when you've got a good teacher that you get on with, and, is very good at, showing you the steps on what to do, it's just been, it's been great.
So by a good teacher, you're referring to me, I take it.
I'm referring to Bide, yes. That's right.
And what is it that you like about emailing your friends and, like talking to, just talking to people about, just communicating with people about this?
Okay. Nice thing about it is, especially with Twitter, I got a few followers there, and a few of them would email me, would tweet me back. Some of them who I don't know as well would tweet me back, and they have some sort of ailment as well. It might not be cancer, it might be something else, and the nice thing about it is that, it's like a link. It's because the problem that I have, it sort of like pulls other people in.
Yeah. And
when they come in and they talk about what their disease or their ailment is, then I'm able to encourage them, or also give a link to the site as well that I'm using. So it's great. It's great. It's very global. As you can see, very global. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's like we're all in the same boat together, and we all have a common goal, which is to get well. And I'm loving it. I really am.
Yeah. Well,
and to think that I'm a part of this, it's overwhelming.
Well, by assisting, you've connected yourself to every person on Earth.
Yeah, that's right.
You're connected to every human being on the face of the earth, and anyone can access you because you've become a public person.
That's right.
You've made yourself a public person.
That's right. So it's just like making myself available now.
Well,
on the World Wide Web.
There was a movie, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie entitled Gandhi.
I heard about it, yes. Yes, yeah.
I recommend that you rent it.
Say it again?
Rent the movie and watch it.
Okay.
Because it's about you and what you're doing.
Wow.
That movie,
really?
Yeah, that movie is about you and what you're doing.
Right.
Because there's one, for example, when Gandhi is talking to a large group of people, and they're all people who are involved in his movement, and the police show up, and the police are sitting in the front row. And Gandhi says to the police and to everybody, "We have no secrets." And you have no secrets.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you're showing everything that you're doing to anyone who wants to look at it.
That's right, so therefore it isn't a secret. That's right.
And you're winning. You're actually curing the cancer.
I am. I am winning. I am, definitely.
So part of assisting is being a role model.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It's been a part of a role model. Yeah, that's right. And a couple of days ago, or a day ago, there has been, things that are happening to me, in my life that is very positive. That actually shows that I am curing myself of this disease.
Well, I'll tell you what. Give me a grocery list of the ways you know you're curing your cancer. How do you know you're curing your cancer?
I'm full of energy. Yesterday I was trying to register myself to go salsa dancing in my local area. I was all up for it, but unfortunately it didn't happen. There was slight misunderstanding with the dates.
But the point is that you're full of energy and you're salsa dancing, and you're on a medication regimen where people turn gray and their tongue turns gray and they lie down in bed and can't get up. They can't open a door because their hands become paralyzed.
That's right, yeah.
And how do you know, when you tell us about, curing your hands and feet?
Oh, yes. Now, a couple of days ago, I woke up and I was having extreme pins and needles and occasionally numbness in the tips of my fingers. And, and they were really hurting me. So I decided to use the techniques that you taught me, and immediately the pain went away just like that. So I don't have the pins and needles and occasional numbness that I normally experience in my fingertips. And the doctor was saying that that's one of the symptoms while I'm on the chemo that will happen. So I managed to get rid of that. So that's one of the grocery lists.
Well, so like another way of putting this. Another way of putting this is that you're consciously and intentionally curing each thing that happens, that comes up one by one,
That's right, yeah.
the tingling, and which the tingling turns into paralysis in people who take that medication.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they find it very hard to do the buttons up on the, I don't know.
Yeah, they can't button their shirt. They have to have people take care of them.
Yeah.
And they vomit.
Yeah, I haven't experienced, touch wood, I haven't experienced any form of vomiting.
Yeah, that's what people vomit compulsively. I mean, you're a complete anomaly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're completely different than any cancer story. Remember the story you told me about the woman who looked at you and she said, "You can't be on meds"?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her because she didn't know, so I said, she's going to find out anyway. So I told her what was happening to me, that unfortunately, I have cancer and I'm going through chemotherapy right now. She said, you can't be on chemo because, the way you look, or probably what she expects. People who are usually on chemo are normally laid up in bed or something, but I'm just up and around and I look fine. And
yeah.
I feel fine.
I mean, she was dead serious.
She was, yeah.
She was dead serious. She was not trying to pay you a compliment.
In other words, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was really just almost saying that you had to be lying about it.
Yeah, that's right. And
so see, people do not understand this. They don't understand it. they don't understand what, because people don't know what it's actually like to cure cancer. See, you are what it looks like in reality to cure cancer.
Yeah.
Like, people have these ideas in their head about it. And most of the people who've cured cancer with what I've taught them have not used medication. And most of them did use it and it failed. And then they cured it with what I showed them. That's what actually happened to them. How many of those cure shows have you listened to?
I've listened to quite a few, actually. I can't really put a number on it.
What did you get out of the ones you listened to? Tell me a little bit about what you got personally, what you learned from listening to those cure shows.
I suppose what I got out of it is it's really, first of all, I must say that they're really inspiring to me to watch. Just watching, other people cure themselves, it kind of like spurs me on as well to do better. Certain things that I never thought of, I find that they're probably, doing something, just slightly different. Sometimes I get tips from them as well.
Yeah.
That what I can incorporate with myself.
Yeah.
As well, which is good. And then I hear stories. Just a little. Everybody's different. Some people like start very well, and then they, for some reason, I don't know, in life they kind of like drop back, but. Drop off the wagon sort of thing, but they get back on and they go again, which is good.
Right.
So that was very encouraging, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like it. Yeah, that's what I can think of at the moment, That everybody's trying very hard.
Well, just to get back to, can you think of any other ways that you're curing your cancer? Like, how do you know that you're actually curing the cancer? How can you tell?
Right. A few things have happened to me. I can talk about, well, the one that's very fresh in my mind is what happened yesterday when I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital on Thursday just to have a blood test. So
right.
Just have my bloods taken from me, and what happened? It was just me and the nurse in the room, and where she went in and sort of like pricked me where she needs to take the blood, and she just filled up 2 small little bottles. And then when she took the needle out, and she took a cotton wool and just pressed on the area where she pricked me. So she just held down for about, I would say, half a minute, like 30 seconds.
Right.
And then she pulled the cotton wool away. And to my surprise and to her surprise, because she's the one who does my blood regularly.
Right.
My blood had clotted, so it wasn't gushing out like before. So so to me, that indicated to us that my platelets now are getting better or coming up.
Yes.
And that my blood is now clotting, because obviously when you're on chemo, it affects your blood count. And it starts to fall. And she was saying to me, she said, that's really surprising, because she said, in the past, what I have to do, I have to press down on your arm for about a good 5 minutes and get you to hold your hand up, like in the air, like that, while she's pressing down on the area where she's pricked me.
Right.
So you have to do that for about 5 minutes.
So now your blood,
or maybe more, to stop the blood from, to stop the blood from gushing, or to stop it.
You've altered your blood chemistry.
Yes.
Now, do you know how you did that?
Just by doing what you've taught me.
Which is precisely what are the things that you think are doing that are specifically affecting your blood chemistry?
Okay. For that, what I've been saying, when I'm here, in the house, I have been saying things like, I've been doing testing, like, oh, is my blood count low? And then I would get a signal.
Right.
And then I said, right, okay. I am now increasing my blood counts.
Aha.
In all of my bodies now.
Okay.
Now that's what I've been doing.
And it looks like you brought your blood count up that way.
Yes, yes.
The thing that people have to remember, see, people think that you're saying affirmations.
No.
But you are actually increasing your blood count, and the way you know that, how do you know when you say I'm increasing my blood count, how do you know that you did?
How did I know? I suppose one way of knowing is that I'm not feeling faint.
Yes, but I mean, say it right now. I am now increasing my blood count to the normal level.
Right. I am now increasing my blood count to the normal level. Probably. I am now increasing my blood count to the normal level.
Now, how do you know you just did that?
Okay, I'm getting a signal.
Yes, that's right.
You can see me on the screen.
That's the difference between this and saying an affirmation. See, affirmations are great. People have cured things with affirmations because they were actually doing the thing they were affirming. But the reason affirmations don't work for a lot of people is they just don't know that they did they have no way of knowing whether they did it or not. They're just going on blind faith, and they're actually not doing what they're saying they're doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people who say affirmations are not actually doing it, which is why they wonder, why isn't this working? And that's why.
Okay, yeah. That's a very important point. Yeah.
And another important point is that a lot of affirmations are not doable. And people have no way of knowing that. So they're saying these things, like they're saying everything I eat turns to health and beauty, and it feels good to say it, but it actually is not doable.
Right.
Because if you eat the wrong thing, it simply, alters your chemistry in a bad way.
Yeah, that's right.
There's right and wrong things to eat. At any given moment, one thing could be either right or wrong. Watermelon can be bad for people. Watermelon's a good thing, but it doesn't always have to be good for people.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, see, what we're doing is we're developing our intuitive powers.
Yeah, sure.
Like you can tell whether you can intuit whether something is doable by testing it.
Yeah.
We'll test this question. Is my spirit guide helping me with this?
Is my spirit guide helping me with this? Yeah.
How about test, is God helping me with this?
Is God helping me with this? I'm getting a signal there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do you go to church?
Good question. I don't know if I could start off by saying I've been going to church from when I was small with my parents, well, with my mum really. And I go to church now because obviously my parents are not around anymore. I go to church it's my way of saying thank you for sparing my life to God, to say thank you for sparing my life all during the week, nothing, I'm still around, I'm still here. All the great things that that have happened to me in my life. Just to say thank you, really, and to give praise at the same time. So that's the reason I go to church, and and probably also I go to church because I want to learn more. you know, about God and who He is, and how He actually fits and evolve around my life. That's what I will say.
Test this question. Is that working?
Is that working?
No signal?
No signal. No.
Yeah, you know, I was listening to you talk about it, and you know, all those things are necessary and important things to do.
Yeah.
Let's test another question. Ask this question, have I given thanks to God today for sparing my life?
Have I given thanks to God today for sparing my life? Yeah.
Now I want you to test something else. Did God spare my life?
Did God spare my life? Yeah, I'm getting a signal there.
Okay. And God spared my life by showing me how to cure this.
Has God spared my life by showing me how to cure this? Yeah, get a signal there. Yeah.
You see, what you're getting is not actually coming from me. I am your minister.
Right, yeah.
What you're getting is coming from God. This ability to... I'm not giving you the ability to cure things. You already had the ability to cure things before we ever met. You just didn't know it.
That's right, I didn't.
So what...
Absolutely true.
See, what ministers do is we tell people they can. That's all.
Okay.
And that's why you're a minister.
Right, okay. I've never actually seen it I've never seen it like that before.
You are a minister because you're telling people that you just tweeted. That's what ministers do. They tweet. They send email. You send an email to your friends saying, follow me on Twitter. That means you're a minister.
Oh, okay.
So you are telling people they can.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, yeah.
And you're telling them they can by telling them that you can. That Angela,
That's right.
if Angela can do it, they can do it, right?
Yeah, in other words, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's beautiful. Yeah. So Angela, you're a minister.
Wow.
And that's,
what a title.
And that's what also makes you our colleague. See, you didn't get a membership to our college, you got a colleagueship.
Right.
You are a colleague of ours. You're one of my colleagues. Like, you just told me how you change your blood chemistry.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't tell you that. I never told you to do that, what you told me. I never told you to do that. There's nothing in the lessons about doing that. You came up with that all by yourself. Didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You originated that. And you originated that, of course, because you're doing the lessons that I assigned you, enabled you to think of that, but also didn't your spirit guide help you with that?
Yes,
and
yes.
Didn't God feed that information to you?
Yes, definitely.
And God created our website for you.
That's right.
And used me and now you as we're God's instruments of doing this work, you see?
That's right.
That's right. We are God's instruments. So you and me, baby, are working for God. And our spirit guides are helping us, and we're helping each other, and we're going forward.
That's right.
And this is assisting. This is what assisting is. You know, this is all part of assisting. And when do we assist?
When do we assist?
Yeah, what are your assisting hours?
My assisting hours.
What times do you assist?
Okay. Okay. I'll try and answer the question. I don't know if I'm answering it correctly. It's like for me, it's like when I come home and I have an experience or an encounter outside. Then I come home and then I tend to assist, by tweeting and, saying basically what happened to me or anything that happened to me first thing in the morning, tend to get on and I assist.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like we assist all day, 24/7,
Okay.
every single day. So when you're in church, are you assisting when you're in church?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then you shouldn't go to church. Don't go to any place where you can't assist.
Okay, no. To be honest with you, I am. Come to pick it, I do have a post, as you mention it now.
No, I mean, are you assisting the CureDrive when you're in church?
No, I'm not.
Well, then don't go to church because you should never be anywhere where you can't assist the CureDrive.
Oh, okay, understand.
So are you going to go to church?
For now, I will. I will still have to go there because I have things doing in church.
So you see what you're doing right here is you're breaking your assisting agreement.
Right.
Because your assisting is all the time; it never stops.
Okay.
So if you go somewhere where you can't assist, then you're breaking your agreement.
Right.
What are you going to do about that?
Well, I'm not too sure. I mean,
it's hard to fit.
I still need to go to church because it's like if I go shopping, then I'm not assisting, am I? You never know. Maybe
are you assisting when you're shopping?
No, not really. No.
Why not?
Maybe because I haven't got to that I haven't got to that degree yet.
Okay, let me ask you something. When you've been in church, have you ever tested anything and gotten a signal?
No, I have not. No.
Why?
I don't think there's any for now. From what I can see, because of my lack of experience, for now I don't really see anything in church to be tested.
No, wait, Angela. You want to know something? Here's the thing, okay? It's not your lack of experience. It's because you're dysfunctional.
Right, okay.
Even though you're doing as well as you are still dysfunctional.
Yeah.
And so what you need to do, see, your assisting agreement is actually to cure the dysfunction. Like when you became an assistant, you agreed to immediately cure any dysfunction that interferes with assisting.
Okay, right, I hear you.
So how do you cure the dysfunction that you have when you're shopping?
Okay, yeah. By curing it.
Well, how do you cure it? Well, let's say you're out shopping and you're in the store and you're not assisting. How do you cure the dysfunction?
Okay. I will go. What I do, I start curing it by accessing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Start testing.
I'm on the same wavelength as you now, yeah.
Yeah, start testing when you're in the store, when you're shopping. In fact, when you're buying food, do you ever try testing the grapes you buy? Let's say you go to the store and there's all these different grapes that you have to buy. Why don't you test through the grapes and see which ones you get a signal on?
Right, okay, I understand now. Yes. I understand what you're saying.
And how about testing your organs when you're in the store and bringing them back? Yeah?
Right. That's in fact, thank you for telling me that, because I tend to only, if you want to, let's call the word assist. I only tend to assist when I'm on the bus, and when I'm in hospital.
Well, what's the difference between the bus and the store? There's no difference between the bus and the store.
That's true. I think in the store I'm like concentrating whether I should get this or not get that, or, but like you said, I should be able to do it, anywhere. And in church, like you said.
Stay functional every second of your life.
Okay.
Do not ever become dysfunctional for a single moment, or you're breaking your assisting agreement.
Right.
Now, another thing about church, when you're in church, you should be testing every last thing you hear.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Test every last thing. Is that true? Can you do that? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Say more about it.
Say again.
Say more about that.
Okay. So, usually when I'm in church, obviously I think I just take what the pastor's saying as, if you want to call it like, as gospel. I don't really, feel like I need to test. But as you're saying, basically I need to test everything, what I hear.
You want to ask God whether it's true, whether it's relevant to you. And also, see, a lot of the things that you hear in church could actually be something where you test, is this relevant to me right now? And you may get no or yes. But if you get yes, then you should ask more questions about how it's relevant. So you actually, like maybe something you hear in church will actually help you become more functional and a better assistant.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Because church is supposed to teach you the spiritual path, right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So maybe you could become a better spiritual aspirant by, testing the things you hear in church. That's what's supposed to happen, anyway.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. That's great. Thank you for pointing that out to me. It's like you learn as you go along. You learn and pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is quite good.
Here's another way to assist while you're in church.
Okay.
Do you see it?
So all these tops, t-shirts.
Wear a t-shirt.
Okay.
Now have a look here. See that? See what that says?
Yeah,
okay. Wear a t-shirt to church. Or a hoodie or something that actually says this.
Okay.
And another thing is tell people that you're curing your cancer.
Okay.
Because people in church talk to each other, right?
Yeah, they do, yes.
Yeah. And also, ask your minister if you can get a little group together and use one of the rooms one evening in the church and meet there and, do this. Do lessons. Go on the web college and do lessons. There is another group I want to show you here. This group is I'll show you this. Okay. Now, do you see under this movie, right here, we see where the cursor is in the right-hand column.
Yeah.
It says Cure Group of the Midwest at the Unity Church. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so that was a little group that met in a church. Okay, and you can listen to them and hear, some of them came to the church, and it was in the, in one of the rooms in the church, okay?
Okay.
So, you can, maybe some people in church are sick and they have things they want to cure. You ever think, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
How does this sound to you? How does this grab you?
It's something that I can try and I'll put it forward and put it, like you said, speak to the pastor, see what, if it's possible just to get a room. Like I said, I would have to talk to people.
Yeah.
And see where we go from there. Yeah. It's fine.
Do you feel any discomfort or fear when you think about doing this?
I suppose it's probably the reaction of people, but like you said, you've got to get past that. Really, I've got to get past that.
Actually, see, it's not the reaction of people. It's you. There's something wrong with you. When you feel discomfort or fear, it means there's something wrong with you.
Oh, okay.
Now, what might it be? What pops into your head and test for it? Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, the first thing that pops into my head is fear.
Okay. Okay, so test. Is it fear?
Right. Is it fear? Yeah, getting a signal there. Yeah.
Okay. Test. Is either of my kidneys my opponent?
Is either my kidneys my opponent? No.
Okay, good. So that's fine. You test. Are all my organs my allies?
Are all my organs my ally?
Get a signal?
Got a yes there.
Got a yes? Okay. So you're set there. Okay, you're good. Test, do I feel less afraid?
Do I feel less afraid now? Yeah.
Do you feel that? Do you feel any different?
I do. I feel more, what's the word? Comforted.
Well, do you feel more like talking to the pastor now?
Yeah.
Do you feel more excited about it?
Is that the word to use, excited? Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. Like I could do it.
Well, when you come out of anxiety, you go to excitement. It looks like you're not all the way there yet.
That's why I was asking if that's the... Yeah, that's right. That's why I was asking if that's the correct word.
Tess, do I still have any fear?
Do I still have any fear? A little, yeah.
Okay.
A little. But
All
not
right.
as much as before.
Okay, now do this. Connect your etheric body to your pastor. And tell me when you've done that.
Okay. Alright, yes.
Now just hold
Okay.
his etheric body with your etheric body now. Just do that now.
Okay.
How do you feel about your pastor right now?
right now. I don't know if that's the correct word to use. To be honest with you, the way I would explain it is distant.
So what you get when you connect your etheric body with his is distance.
Yeah.
See, that may mean that he's the wrong pastor for you.
Oh, okay.
You know, you need to really screen people and only let the right people into your life.
Yeah.
And if you're in the wrong church or with the wrong pastor or with the wrong person or whatever, you need to just let go of them, walk away.
Okay.
You know, you can love everybody. It doesn't mean you have to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
See, this is also part of assisting. You know, when I said go talk to the people at church, if you're looking at somebody and you look at this guy and you say, I don't get it, I'm not connected to this guy, you don't want to talk to him.
That's very true, yeah.
And also, see, you ever wonder why we have t-shirts? Because that way the right person can come over to me. I don't have to go over to him. Or when I'm wearing the t-shirt, if I do start talking to somebody, they can read the t-shirt and I don't have to explain everything to them. The t-shirt explains it for me. So that helps me screen people. Assistants are supposed to screen people.
Okay.
Like, how do you feel right now? Just you. How do you feel?
How do I feel?
Yeah. Good or bad? Just say good or bad. Either one. Good or bad?
Bad.
Okay, why?
Because I don't know how to screen people. You know.
Okay, how do you feel right now? How do you feel right now after saying that? Right this second. Good or bad?
Relief.
So you feel relief, okay? Sure, because this is a learnable thing. You know, you know, there it is. Like right now, how do you feel?
Better.
Yeah, see, this is all so simple. See, this is very, very simple. And yet, it's not easy to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you really had to, you just really pushed through something there.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you really just pushed through something. So, congratulations, Angela. You're you're a warrior, baby. You know, I love you.
Thank you.
I love you, you know. And we don't have to try to learn it all today. We'll get off right now. And you don't have to try to learn everything today, but you've learned a lot today. And you know, you should watch your own movies. Because there's a lot in this movie you're going to want to see over again.
Okay.
You know? It's good being with you. Now, tomorrow's Christmas. What are you doing for Christmas?
I will be spending Christmas with my my cousin and her 2 children.
Oh, well, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and you can pass that Merry Christmas along to your cousin and her 2 children for me.
I will do. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, Angela. I do appreciate that. I really do. It's nice to hear those words, you know. And, well, my dear, I will be now. Remember to tweet, okay?
Yeah.
Just keep tweeting. I want to hear about your cousin and your 2 kids and your Christmas, and just keep tweeting, okay? We want to hear about you. What's happening?
Okay, no problems.
And no breaking your diet.
No.
Because that Christmas is the day when people break their diet. No breaking your diet, okay?
All right.
And remember, you're assisting on Christmas.
Okay.
When you're at your cousin's with her 2 kids, test in front. When you're with people, test things right in front of them and let them know what you're doing.
Okay.
Just show them this. Okay, now I'm going to test that, and just test it and test through things to become functional and feel good like you just did with me. Show them what we've showed people in this movie, okay?
Okay.
Like just give out your, be like the sandalwood tree. My master, Meher Baba, used to say, be like the sandalwood tree that gives its wonderful fragrance off to everybody who passes. You know, they may be a robber or they may be a saint, but all smell the sandalwood tree, you know, and just give out your beautiful fragrance to everyone, Angela.
I will do. I will do.
But you got to remember, you know what it means to be a minister, which you are a minister? It means that you are God's gift to the people of this earth. You are the gift of God to everyone you're with.
Yeah, wow, that's big. But at the same time, very true.
And see, that's why screening is so important, because it's all in keeping with their ability to accept the gift. And see, I chose you because you were able to accept the gift. That's why I chose you.
Yeah.
See, because I'm not doing this with everybody. I saw that you could take what I had to offer you.
Yeah.
You got screened in. See, you're the one you're with the keeper, you know.
I like that one.
Well, I mean, look, I probably, you know, at the time when you were calling me, you know, and before we started doing this together, I probably talked to 50 people. People are calling me every day on the phone and leaving me messages and whatever, and I call them back and I talk to them, and I always help them. They always get something out of being with me. They always get something, you know. They don't go away empty-handed, but they just weren't, you know, able to accept, or maybe they were able to accept. No, I don't think maybe they weren't able to accept what you've been able to accept. That's the truth, you know, but they were able to accept something. And see, that's another thing. Screening people isn't a matter of just accepting or rejecting them. Screening people is a matter of actually giving them whatever is the right amount. And you're supposed to give them a little bit less than you're able to, and a little bit less than they can accept, and they're supposed to supply the rest.
Right.
You don't try to give it all to them. Just give them a little bit and let them supply most of it.
Okay.
And that's what you've done. You've done most of it. I've only given you a little bit.
That's right.
That's right. You've most of it is what you've done. It isn't that that's big. You're big.
That's right. Very big.
I am proud to be your friend.
Right, vice versa. Me too. I'm very proud, you know, that I've met up with you, you know, because since I have met up with you, you know, wonderful things, you know, have been happening to me. You know, all you do is just point me in the right direction. That's what you have been doing, and then it was up to me whether, you know, I choose to go down that road or not. You know. And
you always choose to go down the right road.
Yeah, when I do, then I have wonderful experiences, wonderful encounters. You know, positive things are happening with me. You know, I must say, especially with the diet, because of the medication that I had been on for the last 4 years before the doctor decided to switch me on to the chemo.
Right.
I had put on a lot of weight. I went up to about 11 stones 5. I'm not too sure what that is in pounds. Probably 170. 78 or 75 pounds, maybe, or something more.
And now it's all melting off.
Because of that, I was under a lot of depression because, you know, I said, well, that's, I don't really like myself.
Obviously, you're not depressed anymore. You're liking yourself. There's about 1 million emotional things that have cleared up for you in the past 6 weeks or so.
And especially when I'm looking at myself right now through the camera, And, you know, I think sometimes I look and I say, boy, is that me? Because I'm so much more confident.
You look wonderful.
Now, when we first started, I was
wonderful.
all over the place.
You look totally.
You know, sometimes you would say to me, what's the word you would use? Not am I drifting? There's a certain word.
I asked if you were in a hypnotic trance.
That's it. I look like I am.
I know. God.
And I said, if I appeared like that to Bayard, you know, how have I been appearing to other people, like friends and family, and they don't really say anything to me? You know, are you all right? You know, you look like you're distant, or you know, your mind is elsewhere. Nobody would say anything to me. So I thank you very much for being very honest with me.
Yeah, you could hear it. You could see it when you saw the movies, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it then. Well, all right. Listen, I guess. Area code 813-672-3419. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da.